views.
Yep.
So you mean to tell me we at a point in life now where someone who feels like they were wrong 10, 15 years ago, they can come out and say, oh, such and such did this to me, and we just going to roll with it?
That's a problem. And I'll state this, and I know this interview is about you, but I'm also gonna give some insight as well. When it comes to this whole, I guess it's a Me Too movement thing, the cancel culture whole thing. I feel what you're saying when it comes to that. It's basically the cancel culture Me Too thing is you're guilty until proven innocent, and that's ass backwards from what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
So this Me Too movement and this cancel culture has flip flopped the way that we think as human beings. You know what I'm saying?
And see, and then you have to go back to the music community, because if you think about it, 20 years ago, the best of both worlds, and I'm calling them the best of both worlds. We have Jay-Z and you have R. Kelly himself put together a song called Guilty Until Proven Innocent. And those are the things that they were talking about. So when you backtrack 20 years ago, and we're not talking about any situation surrounding Jay or any situation surrounded by R. Kelly.
Absolutely.
But the whole thing is, music is a very, very big deal in today's society.
Right.
Because if you really think about it, Big Calf, and this is not taken away from any artist out there that wants to live their dream, wants to be famous or whatever your purpose or desire is. The thing about it is the era that we come from, the artists that put music together, it was always a sequence, a message behind the music.
I agree.
When you look at the music that's being formulated in today's society, there's a message behind it, but is it clear? That's the question.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, half of the music that we're listening to, we don't even know what they're saying. We don't. Let's be honest. I don't know what the hell some of these guys are saying.
Something like the mumble culture.
I don't know what they're saying. I have to play it back. Like, what is? Did he say put his thumb in his butt? Like,
Right.
Yeah, and it's things like that I feel like that has been oversaturatedly accepted.
Right.
And we have no other choice but to be stuck with it.
Right.
But then when you think about the originators, the creators from our heyday that put the message behind the music, they're still around too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I don't really know where the community is at, and as far as the music is concerned, because I feel like this. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it all the way real. We have jobs. We've all worked a job. I don't care if it's McDonald's or if you're working for a Fortune 500 company. There are rules and regulations.
Absolutely.
There's little community meetings and stuff like that.
Right.
So when certain things are being talked about or being rumored, what is called the rumor mill, you would think at some point in time that the community would come together and not just have a conversation about a particular artist or this, that, and the other, but different ways to shape the culture with the artists, making sure they groom right, the same way as sport athletes do. You know how sport athletes have combines they have to go through before they go to the draft?
Right.
The same shit needs to happen in the music industry. Real shit. I mean, but you know what? The power of the internet. These are the things that we're facing. You know what I'm saying? Because, I think we really saw the strength and the power of the internet around 2005, 2006. When did Soldier Boy come out?
It was before that.
It was before. Okay, well, that was
no,
when.
no. I mean, I know Soldier Boy came out about 2005,
Right.
2006. But what I'm saying is the power of the internet came
Right.
way before
Yeah.
that.
But you started seeing
right.
the mindsets gravitate to, and this is no disrespect to Soldier Boy or anybody in the industry, no disrespect. But what I'm saying is you started to see the power of the internet being engaged by simple thinking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because even though that was a fun record, let's keep it real. When we was coming up, records like that, they didn't really get played mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all probably wouldn't believe this or not. You want to know who one of my favorite rap groups was back in the day?
Who was that?
69 Boys.
Oh my God! What the hell?
Tootsie Roll. You know what I'm saying? Luke Nash. And don't get me wrong, they were mainstream.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, it was a lane for them. And over a period of time, you saw that lane get crossed over into the mainstream light. And I feel like that's what the younger generation started gravitating to more. They didn't want to hear the Jay-Z's. They didn't want to hear well, you know, even though Pac was still dropping music, but they didn't want to hear that. They didn't want to respect that anymore. So, you know, a lot of things changed over time. So now where we at right now is we at this crossroads. And believe it or not, I think we at that crossroads when it comes down to a person like a R. Kelly or a T.I. These are particular artists, and we're just naming them too. But, you know, it's some others too. But these are the type of people that are creators that know how to shape, that know how to bring life, that knows how to create love into this world. You cannot take that away. So I understand where we at right now. So what is Rated R's job?
Right.
Rated R's job is to not convince, not take sides, but to help people understand that we are not the ones to judge nothing. You know, it's because there's a lot of people out here that's affected by these particular situations. And you notice, you know, our programming has changed over a period of time. You know, the mindsets are geared now to, you know, put it on the love and hip hop and look at, you know, these couples' lifestyles and, you know, try to become it. You know, a lot of people don't understand their real influential position over people. And I mean, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault because at the end of the day, it's all about one thing, baby. MONEY.
Right.
That's what it's about.
That's the bottom line.
That's what it's about.
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand that. And, you know, and I think this just sums up this whole stake of R. Kelly, Rated R being attached to R. Kelly. I was in a position to create money with this man. You guys who are out there are in a position to take money from this man and still doing it. That's the difference between me and them. Because my whole agenda was to create business, not take business.
Right.
So, you know, and you know, and to step away from him, I've had my own set of personal experiences with that.
Okay.
You know, back in a few years ago, you know, I was in a situation and, you know, starting up a label with a guy, and you know, things did not go according to plan. You know, a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of things that was you know, just was a lot of deceit. And let me tell you, a lot of people don't understand, man, when money comes into play
Mhm.
with people,
Right.
things can go south real quick. So I know what this brother is feeling. No, I'm not on his level per se as a celebrity status, but I don't need to be
You're
to
just
understand
saying
that.
out of your personal experiences, you've been through similar things.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
understood.
yeah.
Understood.
When it comes down to the business, it doesn't even have to be with music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anything that is a worth of advertisement
Right.
or a branding situation,
Right.
you can get caught up in anything. You know what I mean? And you don't have to have any acknowledgement about it or not. And I think that's the situation that that they're dealing with. When it comes down to his situation, is
Hmm.
because his brand is so big, you can attach anything to it.
Yeah.
You think about it here. I mean, uh, s- we know for a fact some of these big corporate CEOs that has had scandals and stuff like that. You don't hear about them. They might resign and go on about their business, but at the end of the day, it's not stopping the brand.
Right. Absolutely.
Walmart is still going.
Right.
Sears is still going. They might shut down some stores.
Hmm.
That's a part of the business. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, the average person, don't understand that, because you wanna know why? Most of us are workers. Most of us are laborers. We're not gonna understand.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? And my mom used to tell me this all the time. The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. You know what I mean? So it's a lot to be learned with this lesson. I believe that when it's all said and done, I think that, we're gonna all look at a variable lesson, behind the situation.
So you're saying, like, when it's all over and the smoke is cleared, we all gonna look back at this and like, damn, like it went down like that. So we were totally told something totally different, from media, from what is, because just looking at the documentary Surviving R. Kelly, listen to the titling of that. And I always talk about mind manipulation, propaganda, because if you listen to the titling of that, Surviving R. Kelly,
Right.
Surviving Antarctica, Surviving
Right.
the
Right.
glaciers, Surviving Mount, what is the Ellen or whatever that
Right.
is,
Right. Right. Right.
So I mean, when I hear surviving, you're thinking that whatever you're surviving is some monstrosity. You know what I'm saying? Something that could potentially take your life. That's what
Right.
I hear when someone says surviving.
That's the reason why it was so complicated. I don't know about everybody else. It was
Right.
so complicated to watch.
Right.
And I shouldn't have watched it, because I knew it was
So
gonna
you did watch it.
I did watch it.
Okay.
I did watch it. And I knew it was gonna stir up emotions.
Okay.
That's what it was made to do. And I feel like, God takes me on these roller coaster rides, right?
Hmm.
And I
Right.
love it.
Gotcha.
I love it. Um, but he really does. He takes me on these roller coaster rides, because it's like